Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me, Matt. We got a free for you today. On the German side, we have Pi playing as the Infanteriedivision for the Wehrmacht. We have Toon Holiday playing as the Mthis, without having picked a commander yet. And we have Frosty Gaming, again, playing as the Sturm Tactics for the Mthis. On the Soviet side, we have the man, the beast, the one and only, Stockholm, the creator of this version of Spearhead and allegedly the one working on Spearhead 2. Very nice. He has not picked the commander yet. We have Shakur playing as Artillery Division for the Soviet Union. We have Biatajin playing as a motor for the Soviet Union. Now let's see what the Soviets are going to be able to do against the Germans here. I would not expect the Germans will be able to hold the front line for long if the Soviets just pour in with men, which they do have the ability to do early on. Pi is going to have to be very careful, and so does Toon Holiday. Toon Holiday has actually gone for Panzerjäger, a good decision later on. Generally, Panzerjäger can help you survive late game against a swarm of Soviet tanks. But a lot of Soviets are coming. A lot of Russians are streaming across this battlefield already, being the vanguard of the rest of the Soviet horde. Looks like we might be somewhere in Poland, perhaps. Who knows? Although it looks perhaps a bit too rich to be Poland. This could also be Germany.
How can we help?
I'm not implying that Poland is poor, but just generally the Polish buildings I don't think would look like this in the eastern parts of it. It could be Western Poland. Regardless, the Soviets are pushing up very fast. These pioneers might be overwhelmed. Yeah, that's far too many here.
Our brave infantry is dying.
Yeah, these first grenadiers are gonna have to pick up the slack. And while the SS are engaging the Soviets over here. Hoorah, everyone! Hoorah!
Heavy machine gun team ready for battle.
Oh yeah, Pi is gonna have to invest in getting his pioneer back. But the SS is now starting to push up alongside the Wehrmacht here. Any commander pick yet? None from Stockholm yet. But he's getting a Maxim. And digging in around here, around this castle. Oh, DP-28 for D here, Strelki. Of Antaviki, very nice.
Fresh guards troops are standing by.
But the Soviets have overrun the northern position. He needs to be careful where he puts an MG. He should not push it too far up. What are you doing? He's gonna put it inside the building, he's gonna get killed. Unless Eroshiakua doesn't notice. The Molotov is doing its work already. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have a little bit of a wide front line down here. Both sides are digging in quite heavily. What's he doing with that machine gun? Those are not gunships, those are Franzoviki. They know how to aim. And that's an MG, I think. I don't expect Soviets are bad soldiers. They're actually pretty competent. Just because there's more of them does not mean they're worse. With DP and everything too. This Wallonia is not gonna last long. Frosty is very risky with his troops there. Here comes all the more Soviets.
Guards here.
Looks like Stoklamovi might be planning to set up a base here, which makes sense. It's a perfect position for it.
Mortar team reports ready for combat. We have authorization to appropriate nearby dwellings for field headquarters. We can now establish a full... A gun crew has been lost.
Yeah, it's not looking too well for Frosty. He's done some very bad moves early on. And the Soviets are also just overwhelming. You need to play a lot more cautious against the Soviet Union. You can't just run in against them. The Soviets also seem to be coordinating very well along the front line here. Moving their recons around to spot for each other. Dr. Mully is still streaming troops in.
We can now establish forward headquarters.
Expect we'll see a forward headquarters here soon, and all the Volkskriegs will be armored MP40s in a desperate attempt to try and stop the Soviet horde.
Improved. We can now build light mechanized infantry.
Frost is going for a lot of MGs. I do not think that's the best move, generally, but he just wants to be placed, and once he lost.
We're ready to move. Taking small arms fire.
Soldiers ready. Full strength. Sandbags are up. Back is out.
Soviets are slowly creeping up further. Long live the Red Army! Yeah, the Soviets are being highly aggressive today. That machine gun should probably sit up behind the tractor. Do not push it up there.
Ready to deploy. Taking small arms.
Yeah, Frosty, yeah, good. Behind the tractor. Very good job. One has to be very careful around the Soviets.
M5, ready.
HMG firing on us. We are losing men. Grenadiers.
Oh, grenade assault. Very smart, but there's a Molotov coming in! And it has become a 4 HQ, as I kind of expected would happen. Oh, and a forward HQ to mirror it. So we're gonna have a very tight fight there. Somebody's trying to take the road here.
I'm hit. We are ready. Landing.
IMG is pointing the wrong way. Man, we have a lot of weapons fire going off here today. What a brutal engagement to start with this early.
Secure the depot. Location set. Begin conversion.
Enemy contact.
What's Pi doing? Pi needs to be careful.
We have a camouflage can now be used to ambush the enemy.
Ah, he's called a Luftlander to replace his losses. That's at least something he could do, a good reserve force. He's also a 6-man squad, so they should be able to hold up the line a little bit longer at least. We have a T-70 coming out for BA-18. No commander for Stockholm yet. The Soviets are slowly creeping further and further up.
Enemy attacking.
Frosty is too fond of the machine guns.
Truck has been permanently
While they are good to have, you also need infantry with them, else they are kinda in a bad position. Oof, looks like Toonhall, they lost practically everything. That's not a good sight.
Grenadiers ready.
There is a lot of Russians here. Look at all the mortars, oh boy, well he is artillery division. I know what he's supposed to do. Like with the playstyle Frosty's doing with a lot of MGs, I'd actually say that Soviet artillery might actually be something he wants to do. Because Soviet artillery gets this upgrade for all their support teams, where they get 3 extra men. So the support units actually get a very good retinue. Oh, we have some Jaegers! Oh, but here comes the Soviets! That's a great assault of the 4 HQ. Didn't destroy the HQ at all, but it killed the SWATs.
Death before retreat.
And still no anti-tank weapons. That's not a good sign. Jaegers are starting to probably take some casualties on the Soviets now. And these Falchion Jaegers also trying to push up.
Forces are now available to you, Commander.
Luftlander is still up here to hold the front line. They're being armored, they give F-43s. Huh. That will stop the Soviets trying to do another push. Looks like the Americans... Oh, not the Americans. My bad. This the Soviets are pushing up, though. T-70 supporting Valentine, with the T-34 coming up soon. Frosty's not doing too hard here.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles. AT gun is ready for combat.
Yeah, Frosty needs to invest in something else. Because all the machine guns are not helping him. The Soviets are just still streaming up with more troops. Artillery coming in down here. Didn't do much to the forward HQ though. But very little... Oh, artillery coming in on the F1. That might be enough to stop it, depending on the artillery type. That doesn't look like it. Not sure what I have tracks to because the gun is just pinned. Can't really do much. And the Soviets are just pushing through here. No mercy. This has been a very aggressive 3v3 already. Like, holy shit, so much is going on. Kind of shows the brutality of the Eastern Front. Yes, as I set up a Fundgerade in here to try and see if they can set up a forward position to hold. While the Wehrmacht is still fighting on the slopes. Oh, we finally have a commander pick. He went with... Also he went with Motor. We have 2 Motor, okay. And a grenade assault. F1 is still operational, despite everything. And the Luftlander not gonna last for long. Oh, we have some penals moving up, probably trying to satchel the thing. That's kind of what the penals are meant to do. We also have an officer here fighting for the Soviets. Ah, he's actually using the revolver. Very nice. And well, the Soviets is just wreaking havoc all along the front line. Ah, we finally have a pack here for Frosty. Needs to be very careful with it though. The Soviet Union is just pushing up relentlessly on all sides. Artillery coming in here, threatening the German position. Oh, that was a heavy position shot. The entire German position has fallen. He has to pull back. He has to pull back behind some more cover here. We'll probably set that one as to be his HQ instead, in all honesty. Ah, right, he's being smart from grenades right there.
Our panzers has been destroyed.
And the German front line has been completely overrun.
For use as command posts.
Ross is not doing too much. He's trying to push up here with the weapons teams. Oh, we have a stolen Sherman though from Toon Holiday. But against the T-34s and Valentine's, that might be too much. I'm not sure. It's doing okay against the Sherman, but now the Mthis is opening fire. Oh, all the German positions just being completely overrun. So many mortars from the Soviet artillery division. It's just raining with shells. This is kind of what Soviet artillery division is kind of meant to do, by the way. Like, they're meant to be very defensive, dig in, and just bomb the enemy into submission. Not sure what that was an attempt at. Now here the usefulness of a combat officer is showing, because he's actually able to provide enough support. Oh, anti-tank grenade under the Allied infantry gun. Yeah, I don't see the Germans lasting much longer. The Soviets have been relentless. Okay, this is probably like a Soviet grand offensive, in all honesty. Now it seems to have cooled down a little bit, but we have a Katyusha coming into and everything. And the Wehrmacht is in desperation trying to set up a kind of defense in the field here. I think an F1 will be enough. Not sure what Frosty is doing. Got a lot more motor strategy coming in here. Look at all the things just streaming into the battlefield here. This is truly a Soviet grand offensive in motion. And never relenting with bombing. Again, a very Soviet thing. I don't think the Stuk is going to do much. That Stuk is not going to do much, I think. Not in that position. Actually, it's doing okay. It's probably armed with high explosives though. That's the easiest they got the assists. But perhaps Toon Holiday does not know. Might be the case. Anyway, the Soviets are making another push down here.
Forward elements report an infantry unit lost.
F1 is not going to be able to stop these things. And the Germans surrendered. A very short one, but I hope you all enjoyed this Soviet grand offensive. Until the next time, everyone. Bye bye.